Hello and welcome back to Desmin's Creek, our 5th edition live play that meets on Wednesday nights. Last time, the party had cleaned up the end of their encounter with the rogue mercenary group, the Collectors, as the 20th level adventurer Raiken Lumos showed up out of a hell portal to drive the bastards off. The survivors escaped into that same hell portal away from the party, and it closed behind them. They parted ways with Raiken after thanking him for his help in getting the item taken from Vulcan back and keeping them alive, and paid him by telling him about the weird tentacle monster that was living in the underground river and how to find it. At which point he charged off on his magic tiger to find this strange interdimensional beast and beat poor Rezim, the hunter they'd met earlier, to the punch, or to try to. After that, the party continued on their way, following the map given them by Morwen, leader of Umberlight, so that they could get back to Volinar through the quiet tunnels of the Underdark, away from anything that could be considered a main thoroughfare between the surface and the Undercity, the Underdark city. And they took this solitude in the dark tunnels to quietly converse and catch Serena up on everything she had missed since her abduction from the surface 10 years prior. Going over the events that the previous party had been involved in, the saving of the world from the dragons, the alliance of sorts, armistice, perhaps, assigned with Elsementh and his Blue Dragon brood, and the subsequent creation of Elsementh Day, and then ultimately leading back around to the fact that Serena wanted to know if the Collectors weren't there for her, as it is definitely her concern that anybody that they run into that seems hostile might know who she is and might be trying to stop her returning. Then what did they want? And so our cliffhanger last time ended with Vulcan announcing that he still doesn't know what happened after the cleric pointed the strange device at him. So take it away, Vulcan.
Can someone please tell me what happened?
Serena. Trying to remember that name. Serena?
Yes?
First. Do you know what a soul coin is?
Let me roll Arcana.
She actually says that. Like, she just pulls out some dice and rolls it.
It's 12. As a mage, even a former one, that's going to be a pretty decent roll for her. She did get stymied on her levels for 10 years, though, so it won't be higher than it was. That's cool. 19. Let's say that, I've never held one in my hand, but they are the subject of, several, academic papers, that one can find in the Mages Guild. The power of the soul empowering the magic of the Hellborn devils, and whether or not anybody outside the Hells can make use of it. There have been efforts to that end, but last I was aware, there hadn't been any major breakthroughs. Why?
That's what they were after.
They were after a soul coin?
His. And I point at Vulcan. His soul coin.
She's going to look over at
You know
Vulcan.
that marble I meant? This is to Vulcan. You know that marble I mentioned that, it wasn't really a marble because it was kind of like flat for a marble and there was only one of them. That was the marble.
Huh.
When the coin left your head, you collapsed. And then when we put it back, you woke up.
You uncollapsed.
Interesting. I wasn't aware I had a soul coin.
Do you know why you might have
Your
a soul
father
coin?
kept that from you.
I suppose so. I wonder why. I'll need to ask him.
No, I want nothing to do with those infernal shit. So you just keep it in your skull, buddy.
I'll certainly try.
What's troubling is they had a remote for it.
What?
I think my father would be happy to know that. I have some questions for him.
Vulcan, if you didn't know you had it, then why would anyone else?
I don't know.
And it surprised me.
Do you normally sense soul coins?
Nah. But I do recognize this from my parents' tales.
Well, someone must have known. Though I doubt my father would make that information available to many. If he didn't tell me. I doubt he's told many others.
What do your parents' tales say of soul coins?
That is like... that's actually a good question. What would I know specifically, Tristan? I know that they're from the Inferno, right?
Yeah, they're infernal in creation. Probably your parents' tales about them would be cautionary.
Yeah.
Warning that, especially because the rest of the world has always had this, even if they've improved over time, there's always this undercurrent of a prejudice against tieflings because of their connection to the infernal. That making a deal with a devil traps your soul in this coin when you die. And this would be... it's twofold here, I would say. It's the cautionary tale of not to make deals with devils because you'll end up trapped this way, giving up your soul. But also that it's something that separates tieflings from true devils. That, any agreement with a tiefling isn't going to produce a soul coin. That's something only devils can do.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, it's got good and bad in the eyes of the tieflings.
Let's see. Okay, so No, it's mostly cautionary tales about how making deals with the devil or the inferno can trap your soul in a coin once you die. Until I saw it, I didn't think they actually existed.
And you're sure that's what it was, though? Even though you thought they didn't exist?
It was pretty clear, like, it fit the description exactly, and the people wanting it came from a portal to hell.
I've seen a couple of them pass through the underground and everything. Yeah, no, it was absolutely either one of them or a real good fake.
And
It'd be surprising if a fake would have any effect.
I mean, magic is weird.
counterfeit soul coin.
Well, somehow I would like that more.
I worry, though, that it probably isn't. Right? He stopped.
Right.
Forgive the terminology, Vulcan, but you stopped functioning when it was taken from you.
Yes.
And I dread to think how a Drakner could come into would end up having one of those.
Well,
I mean, money's a pretty good way to get in touch with one of those things.
my father is quite wealthy, and as you just saw, my uncle spends a good amount of time hunting in the hells. Perhaps he had something to do with it.
If it was Thaden Draknir we were dealing with, I would be entirely unsurprised.
Could it have been something left behind from him?
Perhaps. I don't know what UC would have had for it, but I never met the man.
I only heard stories, none of them good.
I'm sure the stories I've heard are even worse.
You can tell as you walk these dark paths in the underground tunnels surrounding this woman, despite her makeup and disguise, that, you know, as you are discussing this, she's got many troubling thoughts on her mind that she isn't giving voice to.
I would like to roll insight. Do I get the feeling that she is questioning our party? Or just, like, larger world stuff?
Roll it.
Ugh. That is a 12.
She doesn't... The trouble in her face doesn't appear to be exacerbated at any point by the proximity to your party. She doesn't seem to be, as you watch her, reacting negatively to anybody directly around you, trying to avoid or make herself smaller, or any of the behaviors that would tell you she distrusts the group. There's something else troubling her that is not caused or carried by any of you directly. So, more the latter than anything. You're not sure why she's not giving them voice or what exactly the thoughts are, but there are a lot of dark possibilities, even just given the current topic of discussion. But she doesn't seem to be holding anything against the group around her. For these thoughts, at least. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. I think with that, Reggie probably isn't going to push her on anything. Because he doesn't want to start pushing her over, like, a line of, like, with us.
Out of curiosity, is anybody in the party particularly troubled by the idea of using human souls? Humanoid souls.
Like, is that something like she said in character, or that you are asking us out of character?
I'm asking you out of character. I'm out of character. I'm asking about your characters.
Yeah. Morgan would find it troubling, yes.
Okay. Any other?
But mostly because of the connections to the Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
Given that my character's current guess is that the coin's more not really a. She doesn't think the coin is a fuel source. She thinks it's more like you've given the soul in the coin a body. So not really in this case, but wants to learn more before having, final thoughts on the matter.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie doesn't really have a good enough grasp of the magic, but knows that Vulcan is his friend, and Vulcan needs this in order to function, because when it wasn't there, he wasn't functioning.
True.
And so, like, that's where Reggie's, like, questioning of anything sort of, like, stops, because he's like, if we... That's not a road that's good to be going down. This is probably something that Vulcan is going to want to work through. If he needs to talk to somebody, I'll be here. But so, like, that's where Reggie gets to with it. He sort of is ignoring the problem because it's not his business.
Pragmatic. About Desmin.
I feel like Desmond is kind of in the same boat as Reggie, other than the fact that he's also in the back of his mind, like, this is definitely not registered.
Yeah. Well, it's not registered in your city. It's not even supposed to be in your city, but your boss brought it in.
Yeah. So he's like, he's really struggling with, like, oh my god, this isn't. There's no paperwork on this.
Such a breach of protocol.
How am I supposed to figure things out if I can't look them up?
That just means that Desmond gets to make certain that the paperwork can exist, because it doesn't exist yet. And so he gets to write a new form from nothing.
A brand new form.
He gets to number it too.
It's the D01.
Like, uncharted territory.
Oh my god.
Then the next time somebody comes and says, hey, I want to, do some stuff with soul coins, I need to register my soul coins, what form do I need? And you're like, the D01, sir.
The only one right now. Yeah, he's also unsure how Vendar would appreciate that.
Do not think Vendar would be happy about that.
Vendar would
Given
be
how
happy that there's
secret
paperwork.
he'd probably be pretty mad that something
Yeah,
that he's kept
exactly.
very secret is suddenly written down.
That's kind of what he's afraid of. Is like, oh, I want to do it, but at the same time,
He's like, why does
Better
this
not to
form
piss
say
off super
D01 for the documentation of illicit uses of soul coins? Like, why? It knows that they're illicit.
It's legalized illegality, obviously. Well, it's documented illegality.
It's like that you report money that you stole on your taxes.
Yeah. Sources of revenue sources, job, tips, thievery.
So he's
Windfall.
kind of trying to push that to the side for now, and help his friend Vulcan try to make sense of things first, and maybe that would help him down the line if he decides to go ahead and make the paperwork and risk annihilation.
Because he's not already in enough danger just being alive in this city.
Vendar just appears one day. I heard you created a form. I'm going to need to get that from you.
All right, I get to keep a copy, right?
Copy.
Oh,
Not unless you want to experience being a liquid.
At least you'll be able to document the experience.
I never registered the Gooinator,
Oh,
When has Vendar explicitly gone against the faithful servant of a god and just...
Can't think of a time.
yeah, no, not at all.
What do you mean? He's like one of Ion's favorites, right? Spider, and get your thoughts on this.
Have we stated exactly what a soul coin is for spiders?
I don't think anyone has stated what it is, with any level of, finality. Morrigan just said that the stories her parents used to tell said that, if you make deals with devils, you could end up with your soul trapped in one, which is about as close to a definition as you've gotten, though it's a little folklore-y.
Yeah.
Can I roll something to see?
Yeah, I would roll Arcana.
Right.
And, Serena had said that, they were important magically.
Well, 12.
Nothing you've heard so far sounds like it's so far off base that you'd question it, but you're also just not familiar enough with the subject to be able to, say anything. You would say, yeah, what they said sounds like it makes sense. If you told me that and I'd never heard of it before, I'd believe it, which is the case.
Alright, so Spider, then, if all he knows is it's a coin with a soul in it,
Yep.
he's not terribly... he's not in love with the concept.
Yeah.
'Cause if he doesn't understand what it means for the soul inside, or he's just like, that doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a coin with a soul in it. I got a ring with a soul inside. It's souls in everything nowadays.
I would say to the characters that are not actively pushing the thoughts from their mind, namely Desmin and Reggie, those of you who are somewhat concerned about it but haven't decided on a course of action, I would point out to your characters that the things that Serena has been saying and implying or beginning to say and trailing off, the logical leaps are what you can kind of read into those words and her expressions that follow, that she is concerned that someone's soul is being used to power this creation, this person. This does not negate, Twilight, your hope that instead of a power source, that it's just the soul being given an immortal body. There's nothing here that disproves that. But to those others who have a bit more skepticism about that, more in line with Serena's, you definitely get the vibe she's throwing off, which is that someone's soul has been violated to make this machine man.
Yeah.
Just as thinking, we have to go to the wizard now to get him a soul.
Go to the wizard to get him his soul. Oh, Oz.
Yeah. I was like, you've had a soul all this time. And we're like, yes, we know. That's the problem.
Wrong one.
But you haven't fucking solved anything. Come on. You've had a soul inside you this entire time. It's yes, but we want a different one. These are heavy ethical and existential concepts you should bandied about.
I can't believe that something like that happened in a game run by Shagrazir. No way. How could this have happened? Again. But
My escapism.
Hmm?
I said, but my escapism.
But that is the result of digging into that Vulcan. That you gain an understanding that you have a soul coin in you, that you stopped being able to perceive the world when it was taken from you, and you came back when it was returned. And you were never told about this.
His mind is very occupied with thoughts of the implications and whatnot. He has questions for Vendar.
Vulcan's existence is against all the laws.
The laws of men and gods and other things.
That's never stopped Vendar before.
That's true. He helped set up a secret lab.
Like, there wouldn't be a law if it wasn't meant to be broken. No.
Like, they're more the guidelines of men and gods.
If they can be broken, are they truly laws?
I mean, I think that's what makes them laws. The ability to break them.
Depends on what you consider a law. Now, the laws of physics, can't break them.
All of the
That's the whole
laws of
point.
physics are really still just theories. Even gravity. They're really,
And you
really well
absolutely can break
evidenced
the laws of
theories.
physics.
They're really well
That's what
evidenced
magic is for.
theories.
Absolutely can break the laws of physics. That's what magic is for.
Wow. Yeah, we do it every day. What are you talking about? Fireball. Where did all that energy come from? I didn't make it. All I said was fireball.
In a world of magic, magic is just poor physics.
Conservate my ass. Alright. So, the the party falls into this pensive stupor as they continue to shuffle toward their destination. Eventually, you tire. You make camp. You'll need to plug in 2 more of your batteries there, Vulcan. Charge overnight.
Yes.
You set up watches.
When we get to camp, well, officially we start setting up camp, Twilight's going to ask, Morgan, have you heard anything back yet?
Yes. We're in charge to figure out what to do. To save the city.
Alright. Then I'd like to pose the question again to the group. Anyone has any ideas for not taking Serena to the Tiger's Eye?
I'm comfortable
Oops.
with the idea of bringing her to a safe space unassociated with the Syndicate, going and talking to the Tiger's Eye, and then taking things from there. I do think that this is a situation that she'll need to be aware of. But I can respect the desire to keep her separate enough at the beginning, just in case.
Does anyone have access to a safe house like that?
I assume that Reggie knows enough people not in the Syndicate that he could probably figure out a place to have her be safe. That isn't like going to one of our safe houses. But that's also partially a question for the GM.
Yeah, I'm thinking on it. 'Cause I know, some of these people that are definitely not affiliated with the Syndicate would be on the surface. People that you affiliate with through your wife or your family. I feel like most of the ones underground are going to have at least some connection to the Syndicate, which, while you trust them well enough, if there's a problem in the Syndicate, that's still a leak. But it also depends on how long you think you're going to need to keep them there. How quick and dirty do you want to do this? Or is it just you need to stash them there for a few hours while you ask the right questions and then you can pull them back out? Or is this potentially you're going to need to keep them there a few days or more while you really chase down some things to try and make it safe for them? Because if it's quick and dirty, you don't feel any problem using one of your less Syndicate-affiliated underground contacts, which would probably be safer for Serena just because it avoids the service entirely. But if there's any extended nature to this where they might come into the person who owns the safe house might have a chance to come in contact with somebody in the Syndicate that could be bad for you, then you're going to want to go with the surface.
Reggie can pose that to the group. Be like, there are places on the surface that we can bring her that'll be not really accessible to the Syndicate. Downside of that, though, is needing to go about on the surface, which means some of us, and he, as he says, as he gestures at Vulcan, can't really be involved in going around when we're doing that. And sorry, I the player, I'm dying apparently.
Don't die.
Hopefully slowly. And I mean, possibly running into somebody that might recognize her with a good enough disguise and a short enough time spent walking around and walking around in the right areas, that could be a fairly low risk, but it's going to be a higher risk on the surface than it is if we're down in the tunnels. That makes sense to me as the best place to focus on if we are concerned that the Tiger's Eye might want to be seeking her out for any nefarious purposes, just because it puts her in a place that she can't send out feelers and find anywhere as easily. I mean, nothing is going to be like fully unknowable to her. She has a pretty big network of people and, has a good way of finding things out. But it would be much more difficult if she's on the surface. If we just want to be able to hide her somewhere and go and talk to the Tiger's Eye to get the lay of things, and then, not concerned for her trying to do something that would be unsafe for our new friend, then I, as the player, think I have confused myself in this, how I've been phrasing this one.
Yeah, you have.
Reggie, I think Reggie is confident. I'm trying to follow exactly what I said, and I'm like,
Wait a minute.
I don't know what I just said.
Wait a minute.
So if it's just that we don't want to walk in there and throw her on her back foot while we tell her all of this, give her that time to digest it, and then be able to go on all of our merry ways. Somewhere, I know some people in the tunnels that are going to be able to give us a place that is decently separated from the Syndicate.
All right. Anyone else? Just want to make sure we have all the options on the table here.
I still don't understand why we are going against the Tiger's Eye. I think we should just bring her to her.
That is likely what will happen, but the reason we are not bringing her to her immediately is because the Tiger's Eye is very friendly with the doppelganger, which could, not necessarily does, but could, mean she is in some way in on the ruse. If she is, bringing the real one is just going to cause problems for her, for us. It will not end well. So the immediate goal is to have Serena here, placed out of harm's way, while we try and get a lay of the land, if you will. Figure out who knows what.
I still think we should just bring her to the Tiger's Eye. We work for her.
No, on this job we don't, actually. Very specifically, we're not hired by her for this.
Still, we work for her. I think she would be upset if we were to go against her on something so important.
What? I could continue to argue this, but it is not relevant to the immediate point. Your preference is noted. Anyone else?
You mentioned that this Tiger's Eye seems to know me.
Want to know you? Whether or not she knew the real you or
I
not.
mean,
We don't know.
Sure. If I knew her, I don't know to whom you refer. I didn't know anyone by this name or with the description you gave me. None comes to mind, anyway. My reason for asking is I wanted to pry into whether or not you really felt that however she knew whatever version of me she knows, that she would want to harm me.
The concern is only in the situation that she is in on whatever replacement happened. Not that she knows the doppelganger at any kind of level. If she's involved, then is possible that anyone involved might want to prevent you from showing back up, which is one of the reasons you're coming through not as normal channels for entering the city. But I don't think we have a good reason to fully suspect that she's in on anything, as opposed to just due to the nature of her position in the city and Doppelganger's position in the city, have known each other well over the years.
And these roses, they know things?
That's above my pay grade.
I mean, like,
Just looking over at like towards Morgan.
their job is to know things.
Yes, and our mission is to protect the world from
If
things, dark things.
if you all know that there's a relationship between the tiger's eye and my doppelganger, is it unreasonable to think that an organization whose purpose is to know things like that would know that?
It's
Well,
almost up to you.
the problem is that no one knew that you were replaced, besides the ones who did it. We all think that Tiger's Eye knows the real you because we didn't know there was a doppelganger in the first place.
There's no one we
So-
trust.
She kind of like toss her arms to the side, like, what can I tell you, kind of way.
We don't know at the moment. That is the purpose of this initial plan, to figure out who we can trust, while keeping you out of things until we do. But as no one else seems to have options, Reggie's contacts may be our best or potentially only way forward. While I know you want to just take her to the Tiger's Eye, Vulcan, surely you can at least see the risk in that, and the little harm in double checking before bringing her.
I just wonder what the goal would be. If the Tiger's
goal
Eye
is
is
just-
in on it, why would we go against her?
Because if she's in on it, there's already a significantly larger problem. But also, if we want to get paid, her safety, gesturing towards Serena, is the number one goal. And when she comes back, because this is not a secret that will be kept forever, there will be a shakeup, and if the Tiger's Eye is in on it, she, I do not expect will survive, at least not with power intact. If we were to go along with the person trying to continue this ruse, we'll be chaining ourselves to a sinking ship. Because even if Serena here were to disappear, the Drow know it is not a secret that can be kept. It's one that will get out. And so, even if you don't like heroic reasons, the pragmatic reasons are we want to be on the winning side of this.
Talia, if 3 people know a secret, then it won't be a secret for very long. I always
Very
just thought
true.
she had trust issues. Well, let's assume that there's some place to go shortly that's safe. How do we proceed from there? Do you go to the Tiger's Eye and find out if she's part of this plot? Do we bypass that entirely? I mean, I'm not part of your group, but this is my life we're talking about, so...
Indeed. My current suggestion is that we go to the Tiger's Eye, and the overall goal, of course, being to figure out if she was in on it or not. Current plan to that perhaps being to say we have delivered you to the Rose, which was the original plan, and to my knowledge, the only plan she's aware of, and see how she reacts, especially if we give her a name to go with. She seems surprised. Well, she doesn't seem surprised, I suppose I should say. That would make it obvious, but I don't think it would be that simple, which is why I've also asked previously if anyone has any particular talents or ideas for catching her out on something like this. Reggie, you're a people person. Any ideas?
I mean, I think the best way to see if she seems to have any kind of, well, one, she is pretty good at hiding her feelings about things. Generally speaking, it kind of comes with the territory in her profession. If you're not good at keeping things a bit close, then you don't stay in that kind of position for any appreciable amount of time. But I mean, it's just sharing a bit of what we know about the history of things is a pretty good way to gauge if somebody's going to have a difficult time hiding surprise at us finding out that information if they're trying to hide it and all of that, and kind of the diffusing, like, attempt to diffuse things, attempt to see if we know where she is and all of that kind of stuff, with certain implications about that. I mean, I think telling her what happened, because she's gonna want to know who we were there to pick up and why things were so secretive. I think she might not be fully expecting an answer given where the job was coming from, but I'm sure she'd be hoping that we'd be able to share things once things were done. And so I think we were in a good position to be able to explain some of that and just see what she seems to be thinking.
Take this opportunity to remind Morrigan that part of the reason that you went along and got directly in contact with the head of the Rose was because of your interactions with the Tiger's Eye that gave you a great deal of trust in her motivations, particularly when she was wasted.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I do want to for everyone's like reading of Reggie, he does seem very much like he trusts the Tiger's Eye. You know that he's been working for her for a very long time, longer than any of you. So his suggestions around this seem to be more about placating Twilight's concerns than true concern on his side about where the Tiger's Eye falls on this.
And to be clear, this isn't something that Twilight thinks is the most likely scenario. But given it's a possibility, it's one she wants to try and find out about.
So far, it's difficult.
What's difficult?
The tiger's eye. She might have ulterior motive, but so far she hasn't given me much reason to think she does.
I don't really think it matters if she does. I think if we try to hide this or not bring her directly, it could cause her to question our loyalty.
It wouldn't be hiding something. It's just a question of whether or not we'd be taking her to her being Serena, to the Tiger's Eye, or to the Rose. If we believe the Tiger's Eye can be trusted, we take her there for more immediate action. In other words, we can take her to the Rose.
So I
which
will
is still-
point out to you that taking her to the Rose is a lie. Because we don't have a contact that we can bring her to for that purpose. The quote-unquote taking her to the Rose would be putting her in a safe house so we can get some information and see if we need to figure out a different place to hide her away that is farther from the reach of people who might want to hurt her.
I disagree on that point. We absolutely have ways to get in contact with them.
As of right now, I am the Rose. I am in charge of this. What happens to her? There's no one I can take her to that will make a difference.
Yeah, also, I mean, you're welcome to disagree with my statement. I think that the Tiger's Eye would see it the way that I'm phrasing it. We can say things that, like, we've dropped her off and brought her where she's supposed to go and things like that. But if we say that we brought her to the Rose, that is a lie.
That we have. She may not like it, but it wouldn't be a lie. That is, in fact, what we could do.
How do you mean? You have a Rose contact?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Morgan, but the head of the organization just left this up to you.
Yes.
Do you mean to
And they
use
don't have.
the wordplay of Morgan being the Rose?
I don't have a safe house for you. I sleep at the backside of a tavern. I guess my tavern
You're
is...
telling me. So now let me back up. Is there no one else you know in the organization? Is it just you?
I
You
know
know
others, but
literally
not...
no one.
There's no place... I don't know of a safe house we can keep her in now.
That's not. I'm not asking if you know of a safe house. I'm asking, do you know anyone else in the organization?
Yes, of course.
It's a world-spanning organization. If they don't have any kind of housing or security, it's laughable. Surely, with the authority of from the very top, you'd be able to locate something through talking to the other people you know and getting them to talk to people they know.
I know what I think of this organization, but you're the designer of it, Elisa. I would think that compartmentalization is a strict diocese.
What? I did not understand that sentence.
Compartmentalization means that everybody answers to somebody, but that doesn't mean that they know other people that aren't the person they answer to. That way, no one person can be used to find the entire rest of the network.
Right, yeah.
If they're a secret espionage organization, I imagine that they heavily utilize compartmentalization to protect themselves. That way, when one member goes down, they don't take other members with them.
Yeah.
Which works most of the time, except we can go top down. We protect from bottom up, but not top down.
Sure. But I think that there's some assumptions being made here that we may need some communication on, because I think I see where the disconnect is, and I think the disconnect is caused by characters choosing not to give information that they have, and I think that it's causing frustrations, so I'm sorry for that, but it is an in-character decision, it seems.
As of now, my mission is to keep Serena safe and remove the fake one and fix this. That is what I'm tasked to do. I cannot just hand her over to someone else. As to where to keep her safe, that's a thing, Tristan, I don't know.
You've got the Syndicate, and you've got your members of the Syndicate who are trying to help you figure that out.
Yeah.
The problem is that you've got one member here who's trying to understand why you're not just tapping the lady, and you haven't answered that.
Why I'm not what?
Why you're not talking to Lady Liana.
Oh. She specifically told me that we are in charge to figure this out. She's very busy right now.
Perhaps we have a different understanding of the words in charge. What does that mean to you? Or at least in this context? Because it sounds like you're saying in charge, but what you mean is flapping in the wind.
Well, what I mean is that it's now our mission to fix this.
Okay?
Yes.
And our mission to fix it without any help or resources?
The Syndicate is our resources.
Okay, so it is flapping in the wind. Great. Alright, well, then. Well, I don't like the risks, and there is no point in trying to keep her out of this from the start, because regardless of what we do, we're still not going to know for sure, and having no other options, unless one of you can provide one, then yeah, I guess we'll just take her.
Remind me, when we met with Leah, what exactly did she say to us concerning what we were expected to do?
Which one? Tiger's Eye or
Leah.
To basically just to bring the prisoner, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing I've been getting up, and I haven't been asking about. Like, we were originally set to take her to the Rose, correct? Like, what was our
No, to the
drop-off
Syndicate.
point? Okay. Like, I know it's what you got messaged partway through, but I don't. Was that the case at the start, and I'm just misremembering?
It was the thing in the start, yes. If I understood Tristan correctly.
The hope was to... I just want to make sure, because what I'm going to do is utilize the information that you have that you haven't shared clearly to try and make this clear, because I'm worried that it's creating a point of contention, and I think would Morrigan be more willing to share that if it's going to help make this situation smoother?
Yeah, just
Okay.
help me out.
So, yeah, you're right in that, Derek. The original, plan, as it were, was to... the Tiger's Eye told you to go, because all you had was this message, to Leah. Leah said, okay, go get this person, bring them back here. You are the Syndicate. The note said, use the Syndicate to do this. So the plan was to bring her back to Leah. But in the midst of this, Morrigan received a message from Leah saying she's not able to be there anymore, so you're going to have to deal with this yourselves.
Okay.
So the thing is, you're under the impression that Leah's still there and you should be using her, because that is the original impression you were given. That changed in the middle, but the message was only given to Morgan.
Well, I hadn't gotten the impression that Leah had moved. I just hadn't either remembered or at some point missed that Leah
Yeah,
specifically
the
was
thing
who we
is,
were
I
supposed to be
cannot
taking
remember
this
what I
back
said
to.
last week, so I can remember what I have already said on that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright.
It's a twisted web I've woven here.
Mm.
So this has been shared with the group, then?
At this point, yes.
Yes.
So Leah said, what, you're on your own, or you have to deal with it yourself?
Alright.
The message.
And I have to find it. See what exactly it says.
Could have pinned it.
Did you pin it?
No.
Oh.
But it should be also recent. So it should be right here. Yeah. Messages. I don't have the ability to deal with it this time. I have entrusted this to you. You and your group must find the truth and root out the evil before it can take its true form. Do what every rose has been trained to do. Your best. Know that you have my blessing and my faith.
Okay, yeah, she will just read that to them. So that there's no misunderstanding in wording.
Alright.
And what have we been asked to do? We got this from Leah, and then we went to the Tiger's Eye about it, did we? We went to report to her that
all the way around.
Tiger's
We
Eye
got
was the one
we
who...
found a note.
Yeah. Alright, you've got this. My bad.
Found a note, took it to Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye sent us to the Rose. The Rose sent us to the Underdark. With the original intention to return to the Rose, which thing that turned to return to the Tiger's Eye.
It's just, what I am trying to understand is, so Spider works for Syndicate.
Yes.
So he has been outsourced, as it were, to the Rose.
I mean, in a way, yes.
Yeah.
It's not any different from any job you normally do, where the Syndicate needs things done and the Tiger's Eye tells you to do it. She's just, what she told you was go to the Rose and find out what needs to be done, rather than getting it directly from her.
Yeah, it's kind of like order of the hierarchy. I'm just trying to piece together the hierarchy of this, that we were sent to do a job for the Rose. Mm-hmm. This is the job for the Rose, which means that nothing we're doing here really needs to go back to the Syndicate. This is not a Syndicate issue.
It may
What's happening
technically
here is a
not be,
Rose issue.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily need to go back to the Syndicate. The Syndicate is normally a resource for you, though. But there's been aspersions cast here, so there's concern over utilizing the Syndicate as a resource in this.
No, it's just that when it came up saying, like, this is the job now, you know, the job has changed, I just needed to like refresh my memory that no, this entire thing is still like a self-contained job that is being done by the Syndicate, but it is not being done for the Syndicate. It's an outside job that they are just taking on as outside work. It's not an in-house task that sometimes we do.
That's a hard question to answer because it's all about perspective. The Syndicate always takes on jobs like these. Are all the in-house jobs are outsourced jobs, because what the Syndicate is doing is serving the city. they're doing things that are important to make sure the city continues functioning. And sometimes that means doing something that they need internally, like picking up supplies for their own operation. But that's always serving the larger goal of making sure the Syndicate can continue serving the city. So, like, from a certain perspective, all you're doing is exactly what the Syndicate always does, which is take on a job to make sure the city continues functioning. But on it from a different perspective, yeah, any details of this job beyond saying we did it is not germane to the other operations of the Syndicate. So you wouldn't need to. There's no requirement to bring her to the Syndicate. There's no requirement to tell the Syndicate any of the details of the job at the end of it.
Yeah, no, what I meant was, like, you do have jobs that you do in the Syndicate, like, you might be tasked with tracking down an item that somebody needs, or, you know, but it's an internal job, in the sense that you're not working with someone outside the Syndicate to do something they want. Whereas this is the case where we are working with people outside the Syndicate to do what they want, and while the Syndicate benefits from it, it is its own self-contained thing outside the Syndicate, that's where I was just having a bit of confusion. So yes, I get it. The parameters of the job have changed. Fine. Okay. Good to know. We can carry on. That's why I was just getting confused there.
If taking her to the Rose as an organization isn't an option, which we've covered, what are people's thoughts, and yours, Serena, on taking you to the Mages Guild? You still have friends there, at least with Gary, ones I would find less questionable.
I mean, if we're going to do that, then I think we should bring her directly to Nalia rather than just the guild itself.
You're going to see her visibly stiffen at this suggestion.
The spider will get it and go like, I do not think it is a good idea to he's gone French there for a second.
The same thing.
Was he German?
From French to German.
That's not is not a good idea. We need to test their waters to make sure we don't get into. We do not know who to trust.
I want to see Nalia eventually, but I'm not. And you can see that she's like very very tightly gripping the glove around her hand containing the false finger and the black ring there. She says, I'm not ready for that yet. I don't know what. Not ready.
All right.
It's fine. Take your time.
Spider, you say test the waters. Do you have a idea of how we could go about doing that for the guilds, the Syndicate, or any other interested third parties?
Well, the matter of a safe house has come up. That would be a good place to start. Someplace where she can be left safely while we go off and we check to see if there are people could be quote unquote sympathetic to her plight.
Yes, but check how. That's the important detail I need to know here.
We will figure that out.
So no. Got it.
So the ultimate big question is, are we wanting to utilize other Syndicate resources in this investigation? Or not?
So my preferred plan would be step one, stash her for at least one night, test the waters with the Syndicate. If Syndicate checks out, enlist Syndicate resources to test waters everywhere else. And then go from there. But the whole
Okay.
testing of the waters part, like Spider, I don't have an actual plan for.
One night, I think that the easiest and best place for us to find a safe place is to use one of our non-syndicate contacts in the underground.
I
You
might
disagree?
have an idea.
Okay.
I know a place people might not look for her.
Okay, do tell.
Oh, the place where the party was?
I don't know if anyone else knows about this place. It hasn't come up in game. I've mentioned it to Tristan.
Oh, okay, you're not talking about the place that Reggie's thinking of then.
No.
I like the place that Reggie's thinking of.
No, this is a secret
I mean,
place.
you think about the moss place on the roof. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Reggie's like, oh yeah, nobody had been over there. Like, that's honestly not terrible.
The
Like-
moss place.
Spider's he's obviously a little bit like there's a certain reluctance when he's mentioning he might know a place.
I'm honestly trying to think back to what you're talking about, though.
The place that he funds.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, we've only touched on that once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, but he just smash cut.
Smash cut. Yeah, let me smash cut to that map I didn't make with animations and things. Anyway, if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it, please. Saying you might know a place. You don't have to say that you have any affiliation with it beyond knowing about it.
There is an orphanage in the city, and I have some connections to that place. Might be able to hide her there.
She seems a little big for that.
I'm like an orphan.
Orphanages have people who work in there. They're not all just children crammed into a house. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I guess
It's not a fucking warehouse.
Just a warehouse
children.
stuffed with kids, no adults, no supervision.
Fucking go up there and throw some bread in some doors and then walk away. No.
I will remind you that it is topside.
It is, yes.
Well,
But it is
But
also
Spider's
orphanage.
been there. But Spider's been there and he's very careful about going there as well, so.
on a more serious note, I don't think blending in is a real option, at least not a safe one.
So, I guess
I
I'll
think
just put
that
out
ring
there.
alone is going to be somewhat damning to anyone that would know.
What's that? What? Something alone?
What?
You said something, but the first part was a bit muffled. Like blending
I
alone?
said I
or-
don't. I said I don't think blending in is an option, at least not a safe one.
Yeah, but there was
The
something else.
I'm getting to that. The ring on her finger alone should be enough to clue in anyone who knows about
Repeat
her.
the first part of that again. Sorry, the what alone?
The ring on the finger.
Ring, R
Ring
I
on the
N
finger.
G.
No, it's very muffled for me, so I can't make out what. But the ring on the finger alone. Can wear some gloves with the fake finger?
She holds up her gloved hands with the fake finger.
Yeah.
Yes, not foolproof, but it
We're
could
not
be an
going to
option.
find
But if
perfect.
Reggie already has an option that doesn't involve public viewing, I think we'd be better off with that.
I mean, I out of character. I assume that anywhere I know to have her be up, and it's going to be like some amount of people around. It'll be like
Reggie's idea of
neighbors
blending
that
in.
Reggie knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's so like
He becomes part of society to blend into it. That's just how he thinks.
yeah.
He'd be like,
So, I mean,
a casino.
I don't think I don't think anywhere that I know that we can have her be up on the surface is going to be any less around some amount of people than this other option. I don't think anywhere on the surface is going to be able to be
Then,
away from all people. That's just sort of the nature of being in the middle of the best city in the world.
then I have an option that I think might be better. I haven't brought it up before because I can only really do it once, and it will certainly only be good for one night. But it would eliminate other people from being able to see or get in contact with her.
Reggie is sort of like waiting for you to elaborate
Like,
more.
Yeah, me too.
I'm fairly sure I can get her there, and assuming it's not occupied, that I would have to check. But assuming it's not occupied, I should be able to get her there. It's part of the Undercity. I cannot say more than that.
Very
Its secrecy
secretive.
is its defense, and its only defense.
You judge me for not giving away like roast locations and people.
I never judged you for that.
I mean,
I judged your friends for trying to hold us over a barrel. I never judged you for that. People have their secrets. That I respect.
so if she goes in this extremely secret, no one currently using it location, which is only good for a night, and our conversations with the Syndicate go in directions that we think that it would not be wise to continue utilizing Syndicate resources, we just need to then get her from this secret location to somewhere up on the surface, because it's going to be the safest place away from the Syndicate. Just in general, anyway. I don't. Moving around in the tunnels becomes more difficult if the Syndicate is not on our side for something. And if things have gone that south, then it's possible that our actions might be observed, at the very least.
I still don't understand why we would go against the Syndicate. It doesn't matter what the Syndicate's intentions are. We work for them.
We also live in this city that we need to be in one piece.
What if the
I
Syndicate
know you
is...
haven't been here long, but some of us like it here. I would like it to not fall apart, or at least fall apart as little as possible.
And as for me, if the will of the Syndicate and the will of the Rose are in collision, then I'm not picking the Syndicate.
Do you even know what the will of the rose is?
Of course.
What are your
I'm keeping
orders?
that. It's confidential. Is that the right word?
I mean,
I mean, out of character, you shared that the new instructions are player's safety, doppelganger gotten rid of, right?
Yeah.
You know that's so. I think that's what Vulcan's asking for, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That is my main objective.
Twilight, how easily can you confirm the availability of this safe house and get Serena to there and from there without anyone being aware?
I am confident in my ability to check and deliver Serena to it.
If push comes to shove and we need to move her from there, because that part you didn't say anything about the moving her from there to a different location once the night has passed. How capable? How can we, the rest of us, be doing things to assist in moving her to a safer location? Or is this something that you would also need to be doing completely on your own?
I'd have to do the initial retrieval myself, but uh, once we got to a certain point, all of you would be able to assist from there. Have some sort of meeting location set up. Does that work for you?
That I think that could be workable. Now are you are much more strongly in favor of hiding her away in this safe house of yours than the orphanage or Reggie says a name that like is probably not somebody he's mentioned to any of you before, but it's like probably like just a person that he knows up there. That is where he would
I
I know
probably
a
try and
guy.
hide her
I
away.
wouldn't necessarily say strongly in favor of, but I do feel that the less eyes we have on her, the better. Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. DM, but there's art of her face up in the city. Well, we might be able to cover her with disguise and makeup. Eventually, someone's going to start taking double takes.
Yeah, it's reasonable to think that, there might be somebody up there who could glimpse enough through the disguise to be like, they kind of remind me of. That's not outside the realm of possibility. It's a good disguise she's got on, though, so it would be pretty tough without, extended observation or something like that. But, I mean, your concern, just to help move things along, is that the Tiger's Eye is compromised, and you want to be able to stash her somewhere until you can be sure the Tiger's Eye isn't compromised or do something about it, right?
Right.
So, the place you suggested would work for that. It just adds the extra step of, you're trying to keep that secret place as secret as possible, so it takes a little extra time, a little extra effort, and you have to go away from the party alone with her to do this. That's what the party understands about this plan, too.
As I said, secrecy is its defense. That's why I am being so coy about it.
Twilight has proposed this. I know a place we can use for a very short period of time, but maybe enough to at least figure out if it's safe to go to the Tiger's Eye, whether or not, and then we can make our next move from there. Is anybody fully against that plan?
Well, I think one of us should be guarding her when the others are checking out, talking with the Tiger's Eye. And if the lie is gonna be that you handed her to the Rose, I think that person should be me.
And we'd have to use one of Reggie's or Spider's spots.
Alright. So if you want to stay with her, Morrigan, during the stowing, are you okay using a place on the surface? Anybody in the party totally against that?
So I do worry that armed guard is just going to draw more attention.
Might. Unless the armed guard is also in disguise. I can summon my weapons, remember, so I don't need to have my weapons on me.
True. But what about your armor?
I can hide it.
Baggy clothing.
Yeah, and also, like, she is wearing medium armor and not heavy.
She's
With that
not-
intention.
She's not
I
clanking
chose that
around like Desmin.
Yes, I chose medium armor specifically so that she would be easier to hide.
Well, then, you get to choose either hiding her at a casino or at an orphanage. What do you prefer?
Casino would probably have more people in it. That's not children.
Yep.
Those people are focused, though.
But
Or
also, but also sus on everyone for cheating or hiding things.
They've got all their eyes pinned right on all the thieves in those places. The one-armed bandits.
Themselves?
Well, the one-armed bandits.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Plop
mean,
Claire down at the blackjack table and just have her play the night.
I don't know how to play
Golden
this
Bandits.
fun. I can't.
Oh, I'll beat you.
They have invented coin machines in your world, Tristan.
I feel like that at least in Aspara they have to have slot machines.
I can imagine them being kind of like steampunky.
Yeah, Draknar branded slot machines.
Draknar branded slot machines. This is how he's helping to fund his projects.
Got lots of different ways to make money.
Vendar
The
opened
House of
the world's
Draknar
first
always wins.
pachinko parlor.
Going global. Open pachinko parlors all over the world.
Have little slot machines like directed to plop it to a gaming plane vault.
Vendar's slogan is, "If you've got a vice, we cater to it."
You're not wrong.
Let's see. And about orphanage in Volinar, like, are tieflings very rare to see?
No,
No, well, then
especially
that's
10
not-
years
that's
after the
not-
Draco War, they're still like Arngahir's Oasis is still like the place to be for tieflings, but like there's been a lot of changes in the world in the last 10 years, but a lot of that's driven by Tuka. So like it's Arngahir's Oasis and Tuka are like the hotbeds of not specifically non-human habitation, but due to the extremely commercial success of Tuca, like, this has led to growing or lessening distrust of such races. I would say that they're much more common than they were 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, and Volnar did have an uprising of Drow, so...
Yeah. Who they then integrated into the city, and the party then led a big campaign to help with that integration.
Yeah, and I feel like between a Drow and a Tiefling, the Tiefling should be the less sus one. Yeah, because then that shouldn't be a problem. I could hide that, but that will make me look more disguised. In an orphanage, I should look more like I'm peaceful. You know, not to scare children and such. Well, that depends what kind of orphanage it is. If it's the kind of orphanage that Leah came from, then me looking like a monster will probably fit right in.
So, have you come to a decision then, Morrigan?
I vote for the orphanage.
Alright. There's a vote for the orphanage.
That's fine by me.
Yes. Desmin also votes for the orphanage.
My preference is still seclusion, but I don't have any objections to this plan.
Oh wait, when you go there, Reggie reaches into his bag and he pulls out a little bag. He's like, "This is my special trail mix. It's got lots of chocolate and things in it. It's great. I love it. But I figure it's a nice treat. You might want to share it with some of the kids." I do want the bag back though. It has sentimental value.
It has sentimental value!
Yeah. She will say other kids and raise an eyebrow while putting her hand inside a trail mix and taking out the chocolate.
How old is Morgan?
24, I think.
Okay, yeah. Reggie does not. I think I tried to say all the kids, but I'm very happy for Reggie to have said with the other kids because he's in his mid-50s.
Children
Right,
of all
yeah, okay.
ages.
Everyone loves chocolate.
Merkin, this is just Derek speaking, but we could send Vulcan, have him fit in with the other children. He's, like what, 7?
3.
3, even less. Perfect. Fit right in.
Does also have the ability to disguise self, so
As a child?
pretty big for a kid though, he's like 6.5 feet tall.
350-pound kid. They grow up so fast.
Have you seen Spike's Family?
Oh yeah, with the
Yeah, there's a Bill or something, like the big guy that is for some reason a kid.
That must be after where I watched up to.
Oh, it's the
not
first
very
season.
far in. There's like they play like dodgeball or something, and the kid is like
no, yeah,
like
okay, I remember what
6
you're
feet
talking about
tall
now.
and
Yeah.
like 4 feet wide.
Yeah, I remember this character now, yes.
Yeah.
I think it was Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I'm sorry, Vulcan. You and your dad have bad initials.
we do, yeah, VD.
Venereal disease.
Ah, okay.
I never thought of that.
I haven't actually thought about initials at all. What would my initials be? MA. Yeah, okay, that's not much better.
Hey, that's just Massachusetts. It's great here. Mostly.
Mature audiences.
TV. Alright, so. It sounded like people were kind of generally on board with the orphanage.
Yes.
I didn't hear anybody saying, no, it has to be the slot machine place. I mean, other than Reggie, who wants Claire to be addicted to blackjack or something. I don't know.
And blackjack and hookers.
Me to it.
I'm gonna make my own safe house with blackjack and hookers. You
Yep,
want
that's
freaking
exactly what
hookers
I
and the
was gonna make.
blackjack? Wait, safe house. Damn it. Okay. So, that being decided, seemingly so, you may begin to rest.
Before everybody rests, Vulcan will ask them as it's important that people not know about the soul coin, so if you could please keep that a secret.
Mum's the word.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all.
I mean, do you know a way to get the soul out of a coin?
It's not about the getting it back. Not the reason to... Anyway, I'm not going to cause trouble before I'm safe, so, yep, I agree.
People knowing about it could put my life in danger, so I would appreciate it if you kept it a secret.
I would, in turn, voice concern that anybody who can do that might be a danger to others. Whoever made the soul coin, of course. But probably a devil. Hopefully.
Vulcan shrugs. I don't know where it came from.
Nor what it does.
Other than keep me alive.
That must be troubling for you. Do
It
you...
certainly brings up questions.
Do you...
But I trust my father. I'm sure he is just doing what's best for me.
Just going to look sympathetically at you and say, I am sure that he sees it that way. I never met grandfather. I knew the several different reputations that followed his name, and I knew which of them I chose to believe in. And I only met your father once or twice 10 years ago. But I will say that going only by the reputation I know of your grandfather, that whatever it is that Vendar has done to make you who you are, it is nothing like what I would have expected of Thaden. And that is a good thing.
He'll nod at her.
trust and loyalty that I saw you display today. I hope the world never gives you a reason to lose your hold on those things. They were not virtues. The man in the stories, Thaden Draknir.
As I said, I never met Thaden. My father has never done anything to make me think that he would ever do anything that wasn't for my best interests. He's always shown to care a great deal about me.
It is a reminder to me that no one stays the same. That is a happy thought to have. Sometimes.
And change is the only constant in life.
You would perhaps be amused at how many times I'd heard that exact statement as an explanation for the intricacies of the Transmutation School of Magic. I miss my old teacher. While change is good, I hope that she hasn't changed over much. Time I've been away. Thank
As
you.
I understand it, change does tend to come slower for those who live longer.
Yes. Event. Thank you, all of you, for finding me and for protecting me. I can't really speak to the twist of fate that has pulled me from. She squeezes her eyes shut and shakes her head, fighting with the words. The life I was stuck in. To the many possibilities, great and small, that lie ahead of me now. Perhaps I'll offer a prayer to Avandra tonight.
Mantra.
Yes. Goddess of roads and chance. But this feels like both. But know that your efforts and your concern are not wasted upon me. I am grateful for them. I do not wish to be ingracious. She's going to nod at her own words and move toward a bedroll. Is there anything else anybody wishes to address, discuss, look into before heading down here in the Underdark?
don't know what order of watches will be. Reggie's happy to take a watch if we think having a light on is a good idea, but
I can take the first watch. I don't need light.
I am willing to take a watch, but I am not the most perceptive.
Yeah, Spider can take a watch.
I'll be sure to take one, trying to minimize the number of lights needed down here.
Right. Then I would like each of those taking watch. Are there just the four of you?
Desmin can take watch as well. Needed.
Alright. 5 of you will each be on watch for a little over an hour. Cover the 8 hours. I would like each of you to roll me a perception check.
Man, I rolled real well.
Is that sarcastic
Yeah.
or actually good?
Oh, totally sarcastic.
Alright, please enter the checks into the chat for me. And then somebody put down the order of the watches.
So I got a 6, so I'll be using my passive.
Of
I
7.
got a 30-20.
11.
I know Morrigan is first. What's the order of the rest of the 5?
Well, apparently Twilight's last. Desmin can be second. That's fine.
But Spider third, so.
Both of them do 4.
third. Alright. Dirty 20, Morrigan. As the rest of the party beds down, and you begin to hear the shuffling of bodies onto bedrolls, and with what they use for cover or not, kind of dies away into the steady rhythmic breathing of restful sleep. You are listening to the sounds of the Underdark, the creaks, the groans, the babble of the water nearby, the hisses and grinding slithers of things moving in the dark. More than a few times during the night, you hear a splashing as of something in the water nearby, and you move toward the water's edge to make sure nothing hostile is clawing its way from the gentle current of this part of the river. But every time you check, which is 4 or 5 times before your hour-and-a-half shift is over, there is nothing to see. Simply the fins of fish out away from the edge, breaking the surface and splashing as some thing is feasted upon. A bug enters the water or something and the fish fight over it, but nothing hostile. Disconcerting, perhaps. But an hour and a half goes by, and the party is safe. You go and you wake Desmin, who is mumbling figures as you rouse him.
Is he doing math in your sleep?
Having night there
No.
about paperwork being done wrong.
They're probably just numbers that he's putting on a floor.
It was the most beautiful, perfect form I've ever filled out, and now it's gone.
He was probably dreaming about the new form he was hoping to make at some point for.
for soul coins. Got plans for the DSD-11. Alright. You rise. You know, you've been asleep an hour and a half, so you're not terribly rested yet. You know, you still got your blanket or what have you wrapped around your shoulders as you step out into the gloom.
I wake him by holding his nose.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. So never mind. Everything I said is wrong. You wake up very unhappy as you find you can't breathe.
I don't know. Do I just start breathing through my mouth then and start snoring?
I mean, I imagine that it's like a gag. And you're trying to draw an air and can't.
Your turn, nerd.
Nerd.
Ugh. What? You could have woken me up better.
This is more fun. There was nothing dangerous, but there's some splashes in the water. Probably just fish, but keep an eye out in case of monsters. I don't trust anything that is in this place.
Very well. Have a good sleep. He'll assume his watch then.
You huddle yourself up away from the tents a bit so that the sound of breathing and perhaps snoring isn't interfering with your ability to, You're a full-blooded elf, aren't you?
I don't think so.
Are you a half-elf?
I am a half-elf.
Oh, okay.
I'm a half-elf.
Then never mind. Yeah, you sleep. I was like, wait, you trans?
No, I sleep.
Alright. Where did I get? Oh, yeah. Alright, so, you huddle yourself up, you know, wrapped in the blanket that you were draped in as you slept, you know, kind of grumbling about this treatment as you, you know, listen. Again, the sounds of air currents moving through the tunnels as if they are the air passages of some great giant that you've made your way inside of. The splashing in the water, just as Morrigan described it. You imagine the fish moving and breaking the surface momentarily, and those sounds seem to match, so you don't feel any need to go and check it. Now and then, you know, you'll hear the chirp of some critter and the flap of leathery wings through the air as a bat swoops by your head and plucks a buzzing insect out of the air. But you detect nothing hostile. No growls of hungry beast. No war cries. Not the sharp clang of metallic claws on stone. Everything is fine. An hour and a half passes.
Seems like it's going to be a quiet night.
Oh, yes.
You said the Q word.
Quiescent. You go to wake Spider for his shift.
Alright. Desmond will not be an asshole. And,
You just poke him straight in the eye.
no, he'll just
Wet Willy him.
kind of nudge his shoulder a little bit with his hand. Spider, it's time for you to take watch.
Spider will wake, yawn, stretch, sit up, get up,
You've
Stand
had
up.
3 hours, so you're definitely doing better than the guy who only got an hour and a half.
Yep.
But it's still not, pleasant.
I haven't noticed anything, just the usual critters of the caves. And the fish.
It's the bugs. You've got some itchy spots on you as you lie down.
Ah, damn bugs. Now how am I going to get to sleep?
Spider, you begin to take your watch. You listen as you begin to meditate and drown out the sounds of your sleeping companions, separating them from those of the rest of the world around you, focusing your mind, trying to paint yourself a picture in the darkness. Every time there's a creak, a chirp of something, the bellow of a frog or a splash in the water, you begin to paint this image in your head of the area around you. A frog there, a fish, a bat, a grasshopper, some kind of slithery snake of some kind, perhaps. All of these sounds come to you quietly, secretly, and help to build this image of the Underdark for you, even with your eyes closed. All of it natural and more or less serene. At one point, you hear the frog cry out as the snake bites it. But nothing that sounds like a threat to the party until one sound enters your mental fresco, and you find that it doesn't fit. It doesn't form an image in your head of this, as it comes across as a low clicking, almost like air being drawn over reeds that snap against one another, followed by a gurgle, something wet, and a hiss, but not as of a snake at all. In your mind's eye, you begin to paint this picture based on the sounds of some creature, perhaps the size of a dog or a cat. It doesn't sound large. Whatever this body is that's making these noises, it is small, close to the ground. But you hear it as parts of this creature are dragged over rocks and leave this image in your head of sliding on a slimy trail like that of a snail or slug, while being contrasted with the tack, tack, clack of some kind of bony protrusion striking the stone nearby.
Like, how nearby do I...
Probably, given your perception being a 24, I would say you're getting all this from maybe 30 to 50 feet out.
I should be able to see that.
Alright, are you going to open your eyes?
Yes.
And you have dark vision. And do you have anything else that enhances your vision, or is this just regular, mundane, for lack of a better term, dark vision?
Regular, but I also have my shadow familiar.
True. What would you like to do? Look at it with your
Uh,
regular dark vision or shadow familiar?
If I am going to open my eyes and look.
You see that the fresco in your mind was well laid. the objects that you had placed there through sound locating very nearby to where you expected them. You were almost surprised, of course, because you imagined everything with colors. Grays and blacks, of course, but blues, reds, purples, oranges. None of those are present as you sweep your eyes across the unlit area. There's some blue ripples on the ceiling as the water reflects a nearby glowing mushroom beyond some rock in the background, but no direct light. You can see little pinpricks of green and orange on the walls around you where lichens and mushrooms grow and glow, but nothing illuminating the area. Spots of light. So everything is more or less black and white in front of you as you see the silhouettes of some, as you had imagined in your head, small creature, seemingly quadrupedal, clawed appendages as it mills about between you and the water some 40 feet away. It's roundish, with single-jointed legs that are bent much like those of a cat. But this is all you can really tell of it. It doesn't match the description of anything you've viewed before. Without color, without light to really describe it, it just seems like an orb, perhaps, with legs.
You know when people have something described to them and they draw it, but they're not good at art?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what my brain is like.
The
So I'm just like,
taxidermied tiger. It looks nothing like
yeah,
a tiger.
it's just like a crayon drawing of like a circle with 4 sticks for legs. It's like I cannot picture what this is.
What a terrible time for Spider to realize she has aphantasia.
Yes. It's just, oh, this is why descriptive heavy books are so hard for me. Does it appear that it might be aggressive or hostile?
What you can see with your dark vision shows that the clawed limbs look like they could be used as weapons, yes. And it is milling about in a meander that is generally in your direction.
Group. Is there anyone in the group I know that has any experience in the Underdark?
Reggie, maybe?
Reggie's experience would only Spider would know. Reggie's experience would only go as far as like what's the in between the
in between
portion of since Reggie, by his own admission, has not really been far from Volinar. He might know something. I don't know. I got a good history roll.
Can I get a history roll?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alright, let's see if I actually do go this time. What's my history? Oh, massive. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's an 11.
Yeah,
I haven't rolled above like an 11 on die.
It's It looks to you like what they sometimes call a pump rat, which are known to, like, draw in water, which causes their bodies to inflate roundishly. And they are dangerous because they spray that water out and it can carry disease. And they have claws.
When you say claws, you mean like rats have claws? Or do you mean claws as in crabs have claws?
Where did the word crab come from? Did I say crab?
I don't know, but it's when you said claws. You described something with claws, and my brain immediately went, crabs. Clicky clacky crabs.
Beautiful. No, I meant like
Which is
rat.
why-
Like the rat paws. They're also called claws.
Yes, which is where the image in my head was really weird.
So yeah, rat like claws is not crab like claws. It's also large, so like not like a large size creature. It's definitely like diminutive in it as its size category because it's about the size of a house cat, but way larger than what a rat should be. But that's what your history roll tells you. You think it's a pump rat. Shouldn't be much of a threat to, an adventurer, but it is dangerous to your sleeping companions who, you feel like maybe you should just either kick it into the water or kill it.
I am going to... Actually, I'll summon my familiar.
Okay.
And send it further down, away from us.
Okay.
Far side.
Far side. So away from the pump rat?
Yeah, the other side of the pump rat.
Oh, so past the pump rat?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So your little mote of shadow begins to spider its way away, past the pump rat. Are you utilizing its vision, or are you just sending it over there?
I'm sending it over there.
Okay. It's over there.
And like in what do you call it? Like Predator. It's just gonna be like, over here. Over here.
This is what your familiar is doing. It's generating this noise.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to see like the pump rat sort of like, as it was meandering towards you, it seemed like it really wanted to get close to the camp. It's going to kind of stop, and you're going to see its whole body kind of shifting as it seems to be seeking the source of the sound, and it's going to like take another pad towards you. I love that. That's great. It's going to take another pad like in your direction, and then your familiar's going to go, over here, hey. And it's going to, kind of stop and turn, and tell me about this familiar. Does it have any corporeal form?
It's
fully shadow, right?
Yeah, I think we described that it's just like a swirling shadow, but it has some three-dimensionality to it.
Right, it has three-dimensionality, but is it tangible? Does somebody feel it if it touches them?
So maybe it kind of like, it feels like ticklish or numbness,
Okay. So
know,
less
like when you
tangibility
lose...
and more sensation, just because of it occupying your space.
Yeah, because it's not really a physical object in the sense of like other things. Maybe like when your arm goes numb and then feeling comes back and it tingles a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of sensation.
Needles. No, I get you. And then finally, like, does it think? Like, do you give it orders and it follows them, or are you basically directly controlling it?
I imagine I'm controlling it.
Okay. So it's got like no like thoughts of its own.
It's not sapient in any way.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to notice that you send this thing out and it starts trying to lure the pump rat away, and every time it makes a noise, the pump rat kind of stops and turns, and it seems to kind of see its body undulating as it like seems to be looking around and trying to figure out the source of the noise, and then becomes disinterested in it and again resumes its meandering path toward the camp. And then the familiar makes another noise, and it stops again, and it looks around again, and then gives up on that and starts moving toward the camp again. It's getting closer and closer.
Initially, as soon as I notice that it's not, like, I am going to go around and start waking people up and just say that, oh, hey, there's something, there's something coming. And I will describe.
You describe this image that you said.
Yeah.
I love it. It kind of reminds me of a head crab.
Hell's a head crab.
I need to hold on.
And I will draw the familiar back to myself and reabsorb it.
Damn. Okay, so you describe this to your party. This orbicular critter that is moving toward you. You don't have much time because it's moving toward you. It's not fast, but like it was only like 40 feet away to begin with. So I suppose you all get woken up as he's just going by and like shaking people and saying, hey, something weird's here, something weird. You wake up the party. Party begins to wake up as Spider shakes you awake, telling you that there's some weird creature coming toward you. But for some reason, he's not, like, shouting and kicking you. He's kind of calm about it.
Hey, how big is it?
I told you, the size of a house cat.
Oh, I missed that part. That's fucking big for a rat.
Yeah, it's a pump rat. It filled itself up with water. So, you told the party that this is what's coming at them? Help me here. Act it out.
Yeah, so as there's something coming. I think it's this creature, a pump rat. Spider's well read, so...
It's true. Who are you talking to when you say this? Just the party in general?
Everyone gets the same...
Everyone gets this. Okay, alright. Everyone gets this. So all of you are being told that there's this... I need everybody to roll history.
It's not like he wakes up Desmin and tells him, like, oh yeah, oh no, it's like, fucking a mummy lord is coming.
I would love the fact if he just woke Desmond up first, even though he was the one that finally went back to sleep.
Just managed to like start a good REM cycle and just
Housekeeping! You want fluff pillow?
Mummy lords are coming!
No, guys, sleep, lady, go away!
Reggie got a 21 history.
21 history. You've
I like
never
to think
heard
that
of this creature.
Yeah, Desmond got a 7.
7.
Yeah, Desmond just woke up, so he's not really thinking.
Desmond, this sounds reasonable to you.
Is that one of those things that like people tell you to go find a left-handed wrench or something?
Here, snipe.
He said, better not be the fucking tartan paint all over again.
The rock lobster.
Did you say string or
What?
Tristan?
Yes, history.
History, yeah.
I got an 8.
An
so
8. Okay, so Desmond and fucking and Morgan are like, yeah, pump rat. They're not very dangerous.
Yeah, we can take care. We don't have to worry about those.
Why are you waking us up from a pump rat? Vulcan and Reggie, this does not exist. There's no such thing. What is a pump rat? He's clearly talking about something using words you're not familiar with.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my light so that I can see this pump rat.
Yeah, I mean, by this time it's only like 15 feet away.
Reggie pulls out his
kind
light.
of meandering over. Your light is going to fall on this thing, and like that orb and legs with little claws at the end that you could see with your dark vision, those are still there. But with color, it just looks a lot different. Because now it looks like a shaved cat without a head. In fact, it looks like somebody just stuck weird little clawed legs on a human brain.
That doesn't look like a rat. That thing is ugly as sin. I use
now that it's closer, a spider is like, just it's like, I may have been wrong about the rat part.
Huh?
They have been wrong about the rat part.
Yeah, now Morgan is like lifting her head and looking like very tired towards this thing. Through the fog of her eyes, is she capable to even recognize what it is?
Yeah. Now you roll history with advantage.
Okay.
I think Vulcan's gonna see the thing. Is like, yeah, we should kill that, and he's gonna shoot it.
It looks like my drawing isn't terribly inaccurate after all.
It's not the worst drawing, no.
Okay,
need to put
that
it
was
out of its
10 more. That
misery.
was an 18.
18. Yeah. You heard about these from some of your bar patrons, including this one weird dragonborn. Resim. That's an intellect devourer.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, she says that and gets up and summons her axe.
All right, so it sounded like Vulcan was just gonna shoot it.
Yes, as soon as he sees it, it's like, yeah, we should kill that. He's gonna shoot it.
All right, please roll.
Very
me-
loud noise. Anybody who wasn't already awake
Please
will be
roll-
woken very startlingly.
All right, please roll me your attack. I will allow this.
That's a 13.
A 13.
Yeah.
Man, I thought you were gonna beast this, and I wasn't even gonna have to check on its AC. Now I have to check its AC.
You know what? Yeah, I have inspiration. I'll use my inspiration.
This is a good time to use that, yeah.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 25.
Okay, 25 I know beats its AC. 13 would also. Alright. So yeah, we should kill that. Blam! Everybody cover your ears as this gun suddenly goes off. Roll me damage.
That's 7 magical piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I ever find what the fuck happened to my D4, I will roll that for the fire. There's one. And 2 fire.
And 2 fire. Alright, 9 points of damage. It's going to cry out this keening, hissing whine as it tumbles away as the bullet strikes it, and it rolls plash into the river. And then that keening whine is going to seem to grow louder, even though, as far as you can tell in the light of Reggie's lantern, it is under the water. And a bunch more of them are going to come out from behind rocks and in crevices and cracks and things and begin charging at you. So everybody roll initiative and we'll have a fight next session.
My favorite being.
I'm going to use my inspiration to roll initiative if this is the end of
I
it.
cannot roll well today.
Well, there wasn't too much rolling.
I mean, I made about 6, all of which were like 7 or below.
Nice.
Wow.
I
I
have
want
a
to use
very
inspiration
important,
on. I got to 13.
I have a very relevant and important question. How much would I get healed by this point?
We have not finished a long
I've
rest.
not finished a long rest.
So you
So,
So
not at
I
all.
guess technically you could have.
Yeah, you can have the
Had the
the
short
equivalent
rest?
of, you know, I'd say 3 short rests. But, like, that's still just roll as many dice as you want for a single short rest. Out of your,
Well, actually, there is a difference for a fighter. Fighter gets a heal on a short rest. They get the second wind. That'll be a D10 plus fighter level every short rest.
Yeah, fair enough. So, get that.
Okay. So I can do 3 of that.
Go. And
But at least in a
place.
fighter's case, I think that is the only practical difference between more than one short rest and one short rest.
Ah, yes, Desmond continuing his likeness with Raiken for initiative.
There you go. Alright, we got
Consistency is key.
17 from Reggie, a 15 from
The only
Spider,
thing he is similar to Raiken in.
12 from Vulcan, and 11 from Twilight.
Whoa.
Me and Desmond, holding up the bottom.
It was technically a 3, but he has a -1.
Morgan had a 13. Desmond did 2. And Claire.
Literally.
It wasn't a nat 1, at least.
Claire
Or
managed
a
to
dirty one.
beat Reggie.
Desmond actually beat his for initiative from the last fight.
There you go. It's like golf or whatever. You gotta play against yourself. You gotta beat your own score. That's the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Get lower this time. Get lower this time. Just like golf.
Yeah. I like it's like I did better than last time. It's like last time you did the worst you could possibly do. This is not much of an
Nowhere to go
improvement.
from here. Ye of little faith. Dexterity training potion.
I'm waiting for the time that you roll and it's just like you somehow don't get any turns.
Nice.
You somehow remove yourself from the initiative order altogether.
There we go. So, that is where we shall begin next time, as these pump rats come out of the scenery between you and the river over there, screeching vengeance for their fallen comrade that Vulcan shot.
Yeah. But believe it or not, my 3-second wins was not enough to get me to max HP, but just 5 under. I rolled one really bad die.
I mean, but they're also short rests, so you can spend hit dice to heal as well, if you need to. If you want to. But, that being said, we will see you next time on Desmond's Creek. Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye-bye.
I